Hi everyone, it's Ree from Marie's Unique Gifts. If this is your first time here, welcome to my channel. If you're a returning subscriber, thank you for coming back. Well, I didn't actually take any footage of me doing the on transfer for my dad's shirts for Father's Day tomorrow. Yes, very last minute, but I wanted to have a relax this afternoon. I didn't really relax this afternoon, but tonight I've been watching movies and just having a ball of a time on my own. So, this one just says Dad, and it's in like a collegiate font. So I have to be mindful when I'm doing this how I'm going to do it. So what I do is I do the smaller, weed out the smaller pieces first and then the larger one. So this one I'll have two lots to weed out for each letter. So I've got to be really mindful of what I'm doing, and then I will do the outside. When I first learnt to do heat transfer vinyls, they're just and just using the Cricut with the vinyls and that, it was kind of like, okay, this is the style that we went with all these years ago when I first started it. And then others have brought in different ideas and that along the way. And I just do what suits me. So you might do all the larger areas first. And what we've got to do, we've got to try not to touch these ones that we are keeping to iron on, because the oils from our hands can transfer. Actually, I'm just going to grab some sanitizer. I do have sanitizer on my hands, as you can see. That's really funny. This is a very high strength one. My nice smelly one is the high strength, I mean, as in the smell. Whew. But I'm not going to touch my hands on the HTV while it's still like really wet from the sanitizer. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to take some, actually, I'm not going to use the clear. I might just use, so if I'm trying to use up, this is my tape dispenser that I use for my, as you can see, it hasn't been used in a while. It's got a bit of dust on it. But I'm just going to use this up because over a period of time, this actually transfers onto the item substrate. It's not particularly your t-shirts and that. I haven't seen them do it on them, and I've used white t-shirts, but on substrates like the Cricut Stackable cups, I started doing my plant like memo type design mugs, and it went on there, but then it looked pretty cool at the same time. So I'm going to finish those plant mugs, they're cacti, so succulents, cacti, and they're going to be for me. A little bit of an expensive thing, but it's a live and live type of deal. We'll learn. So now I'm just going to roll this out here. And you can see here I've touched my fingers just on there, so I'm hoping that will... It's a bit of a overkill on the transfer tape, on the heat tape. So I'm just putting these out so they can just hold this the iron on, because I have that much of the iron on heat transfer. It's HTV, let's call it what it is, that they're all in rolls and they're not flattened out, because the rolls, some of the rolls are like about 60 centimeters plus long. So what we're going to do is we're just going to do this now. Now, this is my original Cricut weeding tool. It's a little bit dull on the end here. This was another one that I bought, and it's a lot sharper. So, but this one has a little tiny hook on the end of it, which is great for picking stuff up. So I'll be alternating between the two. As you can see, this one's like really, really old, and I'm not trying to plug Cricut. It's just the tools, and I've bought my name brand ones that do exactly the same job. So, and I have got some siser ones that I bought when I bought some bundles of HTV and vinyl from Siser. There was a deal going, so, and these bundles, and I got the tools as well. Sorry, I won't say no to tools. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start from the left and work my way to the right. So you're going to see me working up here. I'll just be off camera a little. Actually, I'll just slightly, ever so slightly bring that up so you can see. There we go. Let's pin that quite a bit. Okay, so I'm going to start over here. I'm starting with the smaller section first. So I'll work the one letter with the inner weeding that I need to do, and then I'll go down here, and then I'll do the outer. So, and I can touch in here anywhere I like. These bits I could cut out little bits, and I'm not doing that tonight. I just want this done in the format that I have it here. That way I can and press it. I won't press till the morning because my heat press has got where I've got my heat press. See stuff. I was going to do it with an iron, but I'm like, I have a heat press. It's like all I got to do is warm it up to the correct temperature and bang, it's done. With using an iron, it's, you've really got to know what you're doing with the iron. I mean, if you're doing small things, it's not a problem. And I do have a small mini iron, so, but I won't be using it. So I have to go to the very center one here. And what I'm going to do is I'm not going to start from the center and work out. I've done that sometimes, but then I've actually torn the vinyl. So I'm just going to pick here, get my weeding tool, and get in under here. It's going to make a layer. There we go. Now I've pulled it up a little bit. So now I'm just going to pull it with my fingers like so. So that's the end bit. I could use these. I might keep this. I can cut it down from where I just hooked in the weeding tool and use that on something. I'll just keep it. I might not. Now we're going to go to, what is the dollar one for this one? I'm going to go to the D. So I'm going to do the ones that have the extruding parts, which is the top and the bottom of the beginning of the D on this, because it's in the collegiate form. So I'm just going to grab that. And you slowly see the ladder coming to life. Now, I'm not going to pull it all the way off. I'm going to take my tool and then I'm going to go this way. And it's not wanting to let me do the job this way, like this. There we go. So now I've got it like that. I'm just going to press on the very outer here. I was just going to buy Dad a shirt with something on it. And I looked at them and I looked at the prices of them. I'm like, why when I've got all this HTV or iron on and I have heat presses? I'm like, I'll just get some blank shirts and put Dad on, and then I've got a little saying for his other one as well. So now we're going to move on to the A nail. I'm going to go back to this really sharp pointy one, the one with the aqua coloured handle or teal, whichever way you want to call it. And this time what I'm going to do is I'm taking from the bottom here. So then when I pull it, it pulls out that really nice and neatly. If I took it from the other way, it could tear. This is not cricut HTV. It's I think I got these ones from HTV Ront. I'm not sure, but and I've got some sizer ones as well. But anywho, so we've done that. Now I have to go to the I thought I'd done it wrong then, but I didn't. Now I'm going to go to the next placement. And again, like I've done with the D, I'll start where the protruding areas of the letter is. Why is that like that? Oh, that's because of the D. I thought I had an extra line over here, but that's part of the D. So, anywho, I'm going to go in, like I said, from the corner. Now with this, because it's got this little bit over here, I'm just going to slowly peel it this way. You can use your tweezers. Oh my gosh, that was a little croaky. And just pull it lightly like that if you don't want to touch it with your fingers. I mean, I've been doing this long, I'm not interested in a lot of the tools anymore. Whatever works. And I put my finger down on there and I didn't see that. So I'm hoping, no, I'm not going to try and put anything to clean it. Shouldn't have done that, but I did. So, no. So I'm going to do the same with the other side of the inner of this A. It says Dad, if you didn't already guess. So I'm just going to pull that like that. Take it up. Now here, where you've got the horizontal line in the middle of the A, I know all this stuff's got fancy words and everything, but we're just not using them at this hour of the night. It's very late here in Rockhampton, Queensland. It is, what is the time? It is 10 minutes past midnight. Sorry. Oopsie. Before I go any further, I'll just... stick that back down on that side. Don't want that on that D. So now I can pull them up. And you don't need a lot of strength with this. In the, back when I first got this, you had to get a bit of oomph behind it to weed it. But I don't anymore, so there's the A. I could possibly use that, but I don't think so. I could, because I could hide the little brick holes with the, some embellishments or something. So this one here I was able to grab, that just went straight under. There's no, I went to grab it, but it didn't. And then we're going to do the same again like we done with the A and with the first D, and we're just going to grab it from the corner. Oop, and get back down on my desk. And just bring that in slightly like so. If this was just a really small project, I'd be able to show you what it does on some scrap HTV. But it's not, so I'll have to do it another time. This really just does not want to stay here now. Get this weeding done, and then I'll do this first thing in the morning when I wake up, and then gift wrap it, put a card with it, and take it up to my dad. So I have him in a nursing centre here. Okay, so now we've done that. We've got all the inner areas weeded out, bar this part of the T here, but it's part of the outer weeded, the outer area that needs to be weeded. So what we're going to do is I'm going to pull from here. Now I could sit here and like wrangle with the end of this, take the tape off, wrangle with it all. I'm going to start in the middle. Now it's the same deal. Just pull that like so. Just want to grab that a little bit. Use my tweezers for this one. There we go. Now I'm not going to pull that any further because I'm scared of, well, not scared, but I know it could tear. So, but I found, now I can put my fingers in the middle there where there's no on transfer. HTV. So now I'm going to pull that down. You can see me pulling that down like so. Now here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my trusty no-name brand cutting scissors. They're like the Cricut ones, except for they're not as sharp and pointy at the top. Ooh, what was I cutting with them? I'll have to clean them off. So I'm just going to give that a little snip, and what I'll do is I'll pull it like that. So then I'm not trying to pull this and it could destroy the HTV for the areas that we want to do. So now we can go around and we can gently hold this down and just pull lightly, and I just feed it up like that. That won't pop. It's right. It's not broken anywhere. And when we go around here, we have to be mindful of the outsides of the Ds. So now I'm going to stop. I'm going to pick this tape up because I just pulled that out and I was lucky it didn't tear. I should have taken the tape off first. So I'm just going around the outside and you can see it's coming off, so I can go around here. Now this may cause issues here, but it shouldn't, because I can feel by the resistance that it was going to come clean, and it did. Sorry. And if you're in a hurry to do something, don't do weeding. Because I've been where I've had in the past had forgotten someone's order and I'm like, oh my god, and I had tiny finicky areas to weed out. Not like this. This is pretty simple. The next one's going to show you will be a little bit more difficult, but not difficult per se. So now I'm going to do the same here like I did with the bottom of the A, and I'm just going to cut this off, and that way we can finish pulling this way. And there's something on there. I'm just going to use my nail. There we go, got it off. So now I'm just going to let that come off. I'm just going to pull this around here. Now, being very gentle, I'm going to stop there, and then I'm going to bring this one up and come off. Had I proceeded this way, it could have torn the HTV, but it didn't, so that is a good thing. We can keep going once I get this back down. Okay, so now we have the other side. You can see the word Dad for me now. Obviously, it's in mirror image for when I put it on the t-shirts, the t-shirt that I bought for Dad. Now, I'm just going to very carefully. Okay, that come off pretty well. Sometimes you just need to just a little bit and use a weeding tool. I do a lot by hand because I can feel better the weight that I'm using in my grip when I'm actually weeding things or my projects. Sorry, I can feel that, and I'm not using a tool and not knowing the full weight that I'm putting behind my weeding methods. Sorry, just pull this off a bit. Yep. Stop that just there. And so you can see here, this is the largest section. This one, I'm putting too much tension on it. So I'm just going to grab this little bit up here and just try and pull them down together. It's having a little bit of resistance there, so just step in with my big thumbs. Thanks, Dad, for my big thumbs. My mum's got tiny little thumbs as well. She's a tiny woman. So there we go. So that is now all weeded out. Pop them to the side. And what I'll do is I will put a sheet over it before it does that. And grab a sheet of paper and just let it roll up in it, just so I can keep it dust and lint free. Where's my paper? Just up there, and it's done it again. So this is not going to do anything to it. If I think there's going to be any sort of issues with, I've just got everything going everywhere. Oh my gosh. Maybe and then I'll put my big thumbs on it. Scary. Okay. I'm just going to use the camera stand for a second just to hold that thing down. Just going to hold that like that. Not a cloud in the sky tonight, no humidity, so I don't have any worries of paper sticking to anything, and it shouldn't stick to this anyways. I probably would have been better using baking paper, but this is the, for now, I'll stick that over in there. I'll just stand the camera back up. Okay, so we've done that one. Now we're going to go on to the next one. So this one has got my dad's name on it. It's got a little saying as well. This one has got a lot of weeding in it to be done. So it's upside down, I know, but anywho, I don't want to have happen what happened with the other one with a lot of me touching stuff. You're probably thinking, oh my gosh, such a lot of waste of the vinyl. Like I said, I usually sit here and I usually cut out around it and like that. Tonight I'm not doing that because it's so late. But learn. Do not follow what I'm doing with this at the moment. If you're wary about doing anything like that, please make sure that you just turn around, and if you want to utilize all your... I have a lot of scrap HTV as well. Okay, let's stick this side down, and once I do this, I am going to be going to Nutty Land because I'm starting to get very tired, and you can probably hear it in my voice. So, okay, it's got that end down, and I'll just pop a little bit. Where is it? Yeah. Okay. So now I'm going to go through here and I'm going to weed out all the internal pieces. Then we're going to weed out the outer area that needs to be weeded. I'm just going to stick with my sharp implement tonight. I'm going to have to sharpen up that weeding tool, which I can do. So I'm just going to go in here. They're coming off really easy, so I don't have an issue. It's just a little bit of a different hue of blue. I've got a dark blue shirt, which the dab of the collegiate lettering, yeah, that's an R. I need to weed the O, the inner of the O out. And a darker one for this one. Sorry, I mean a lighter one for this one. This one's going on the light shirt. So now I've got to get in here to the E's. Sometimes the E's can be difficult depending on the font that you're using as well. So I might just try with my left hand. Yes, being very gentle. I don't use my left hand that much with weeding. I usually don't use it at all, so... Sorry, you're way out of focus then. So now I'm going to go into the A. I usually do this during daytime because daylight is a lot easier to weed out. I'm just so grateful I'm not doing black. I cannot do black at night time. Not with the Cricut brand anyways. With the HTV Ront and siser or another one, I can see the cut marks a lot better. For some reason, with the Cricut one, I can't at night time. It's a lot easier for me to see. And I did buy a light board to actually place it over. It worked for a little bit, and then it was just like, yeah, no, same deal. I don't know if it's something with my eyes or if any of you other have that issue when you're doing your weeding. Oops. Nearly. See how that slid that way under the P, and I'm so lucky it didn't damage it. It's just a little bit raised, but that'll come out with the heat press. So usually I put this straight into my little weeding bin, but it's full. Stuck to my Cricut then. It's full at the moment, so I have to empty that out tomorrow. I've got quite a few sublimations coming up very soon to do for the market for the Colts Rugby Union football team here in Rockhampton, for their Saturday night market night, the 27th of this month. Oh, and I did it again. So I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to go for like I usually do, from the edge to the inner, because that, did that wreck that A? No. Okay, that was a warning. That was a big warning. So I'm going to go into the E here. It's so much easier to weed this way too. And okay. Just being really mindful over this area because I've only got a few mil between the edge and the P. And oops, that, just put a line across it because I was looking at what come through on my phone instead of taking my time here. So you must full focus, okay? Do as I do. No, don't do as I do. Do as I say. I should take heed of my own. Go. So with this one, I could effectively be using my tweezer tools. But I'm not, because I just am focusing now, trying to focus on this as well as having a chat with you all. Just got to come in a little bit too much into the center then, but I use this and get it under there. Oh my gosh, good thing I'm not a surgeon, right? Got it off. So when this is actual vinyl, where it's sticky, this will be your savior. I mean, I can usually do it with this, but I sometimes need this more than what I do with the HTV. Oh, that was close. And there's, if you're like, okay, see that there? That has not cut properly. So I'm not happy with that. And I do not know why, because I don't know if the, I'm going to actually have to trim that up with some scissors. Not happy at all about that. But yeah, that one cut perfectly fine. There's always going to be one that just, yeah. What I'll do is in the daylight, I have got like surgical blades that I'll get in there, and I'll put down paper so my oils from my skin do not go on this, and I will weed that out. So that is going to stay there till the morning. This little flappy bit just here that I'm pointing out with my weeding tool. I'm a little bit, it could be the grain of how the HTV was made. Or it could have just been my cutting blade just going, nope, I'm done. You're just going to have to deal with this one this way. And I had a moment. So I'm just going through here. That one did it a little bit. So I'm not happy about that. And they're not even like in a line with one another. So I think it's my blade. And that's only a new blade. This is only about the 6th or 7th thing. It's not be more than that. 8 now that it's cut. And the other projects haven't been very big at all. So I'm going to have to check to make sure there's no sticky there. That could be making the issue with this down here. I'm just going to do this. And I've just got the A left here to do. And I'm going from the wrong direction. Here we go. So that's that done. Now, other than this P here, which I will deal with tomorrow, Actually, I'm just going to cut this a little bit just so I can go, okay, I've got to do this in the morning. But I need to leave enough there to work with as well, to use the tweezer tools and that. Okay, so now I'm going to go around and do the outer. You have to be mindful of where, like, I have an exclamation mark over here. The dot for it. Now, if it's really small font, you have to be so careful when you're doing your weeding out, when you're taking the outer layer off. Weeding. Just use whatever words you want to use. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take one corner up at a time. And this is a lot of waste and it's grinding my gears, but it is what it is. So I'm just bringing this up. Okay, I just want to tape that back down. Which way are you going? Oh, it's stuck to the bottom of it. So I'll just put that there. I'm going to have to add some more tape to it. That's okay. I've got a couple of rolls of this that I just need to get rid of. It doesn't have to be gone straight away, but okay, we're just going to gently pull. And sometimes what I do is I cut around just to give me that little bit of leverage so I'm not stretching, because here's a piece of that. It does stretch and you can pull it out of shape, and that's what it does, so you don't want to do that. So I'm going to go down here and just carefully, very carefully, it doesn't want to stay down there. Okay, bit more tape for that. Okay, so I'm just going to, where's that P down there further? What I'm going to do this time, I'll work from this bottom corner and this bottom corner, which should look, yeah, it's still the bottom corner for you guys. So I'm just going to take this tape up over on this corner and just gently weed. Use the weeding tool, pull that up. So I'll put a couple of pieces of the tape down there just in case. Being proactive here. Okay, so we've got this big gap here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and marry this side up here with this bit up here. I mean, I'm a little bit off camera, sorry. This that I'm doing down here. Just slowly weeding it. I really don't want to go extra quick on this because I don't want to have to redo this, because this is a lot of HTV. And see there, I've pulled that. I don't know if you can see it on your screen, but here I've just pulled that and I'm going to have to weed out in the G here, which I should have done before I pulled that down further. And I'm going to have to do the same with the A and the Y. Let's pull that out ever so slowly and carefully. Okay. Okay, this B's not cut properly up the top here either. D, I should say, not B. It looks like a B from up here. This is not my surgical blade, but this will do. Straights I can do. Maybe I can't. There we go. Got it. Okay, I'm not going to be able to finish this tonight because this D is not cut properly either. So I'm hazarding a guess I'm going to run into a couple more issues over this piece of HTV. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to end the video here. Then I will do a follow-up vlog with it, me showing you in the daylight how I get to these. I'll find my surgical blade and cut into there. It's just ones that you can buy from the chemist. I think, I'm not sure if I've never seen any in like Kmart or Big W. Maybe Spotlight might have them. I'm not 100% sure, but yeah. But I'm definitely going to have to leave this till tomorrow because that is not cut properly. And I'm really bummed because I was really excited to get this finished tonight, and then I could just turn around in the morning, pull the heat, press out, well, clean around it. I'm slowly in the process of clearing up. If you haven't watched any of my other vlogs or you're new here, I'm in the process of doing a whole refit, not a refit I should say, just restoraging items and yeah, and getting more of a bit of work flow into this area. But I'm just bummed about this D. It's just really irked me. I know I said I was going to go, but it's just by one little tiny. Yay! I got it. Okay, let's just settle pedal. I'm hearing you all. It's all good. Yay! So this is coming off around the G really nicely. Just get down here and pull that. Going extra slow down here. Yay, I got the point for the exclamation mark done. Now, if this was a customer's order, I'd still do it the same way, using just the one flat, if it's just one color font and one design of font, or I can, we've got an issue happening here. Hold the fort. No, we have an issue. Houston, we have a problem. Okay, we don't have a Houston. We have a Texas, a little tiny town. Right down the southern border. Texas is in Greenland. Okay, that is definitely stuck. So I cannot do any more tonight. That's it. It pulled me up. The D is just really being a D. And I've stretched that a little bit. I should be able to maneuver that so it's not. I'm leaving it alone. I'm walking away. I like to say thank you for you all joining me tonight. Well, whenever you're watching this. Crazy hour to be doing vlogging, but I am getting really tired now and I need some sleep. So it's time for me to shoof off. You guys and gals all out there, have an amazing time wherever you are in our world. If you're sleeping, see you on the flip side. If you're out enjoying yourself and you're in the northern hemisphere and you're just like woo, getting up or halfway through your day, I don't know, time zones. I know England's 9 hours behind us, and then I think it's the west coast of America is about 16.5 hours behind us. So it's like probably about 8 o'clock in the morning. I'm not sure. And I don't know. I can't remember what mountain time is, how many hours behind we are. And the east coast, I think it's, or it might be 14 hours for the west coast. And 16.5. I don't know. I'm too tired to think. But anywho. You have a great time wherever you are. Stay safe, and I'll talk to you all soon. Bye.